Okay, well, I feel like I'm getting already close to Square Enix again, and that's my first death. I got to Cup of Tea Productions, I think. And I realized credits start with Platinum Games, so actually I'm betting Square Enix is the last wave. That being said, let's see what happens now. Our Switch is updated. Let's see what happens when I connect the network. No. Okay, I got to 8-4. Cool. So we tried to connect to the network. Yeah, there's a cup of tea. Okay. Oh, we got the key. Okay, I think keywords might have actually been where we ended up. I remember seeing that. Yeah, there's Square Enix. Okay, we're back in it. Message received. We got one message. It didn't. A ghost didn't appear to help. It was just a nice, encouraging message. Damn it. I saw this through the end. One thing is certain, I'm rooting for you. Aww. The fourth dimension. 2B9 has put their lives on the line because of this. Never surrender, says China. And we've got this, says Japan. I don't know mechanically if that's going to help at all, but I had this very specific thought of, oh, if this game is both unbeatable and loses a big emotional punch of the final sequence, because I don't have a fucking Switch Online account, I'm going to be upset. But it seems like either updating the Switch really did do something, and maybe it really is just a Wi-Fi connection is all I need. Or, they've pre-programmed some stuff into this. Jack says the struggle must continue. Don't make exceptions? They put, so I want to help you. This is cool. Yeah, I don't know if some of those are pre-programmed to account for the fact that I might not have the exact thing that I'm supposed to have. Still kind of wild that those messages don't pop up at all if my Switch isn't updated. That feels a little weird, but that's fine. It's fine. Still noticing no mechanical benefits so far, so that's kind of a bummer, but it's nice to get the words of encouragement. And we're already back to marketing. Damn it. I bet you're having a tough time right now, but show me what you're made of. From the USA. It was hard for me as well, just remember the whole world is rooting for you. Italy. Proposal. Basically, the night has just begun. Taiwan. Oh, I don't like that. I love this game. Don't make excuses. Keep going. Spain. The people on Reddit said ending E is impossible, or nearly impossible, without connecting to the network. Is the implication that just it's impossible without someone encouraging you? That can't be what they mean, even though that is very sweet, if that is what they mean. Because I'm noting none of those messages say, we've got this. It's all just, you've got this. So... I'm really curious if there's meant to be a mechanical thing. And maybe because I don't have a Switch Online account, I don't get the mechanical benefit. I don't know. We're already marketing. We can do this. How are those going so far to the right? K-Drain says, you must be exhausted. Nevertheless, you should do your best, too. From I don't know. I've walked the same road as you. If that's the case, the whole world is rooting for it, says Brazil. Rescue offer received from a Japanese player. Yes, I'll accept the... I'm heaven, from heaven. I got a thing from heaven. Ooh, and now there's a choir. Now there's a legit choir going now. Oh, they just give me... Do they give me a little shield? Yes. No, but they give me extra firepower. Okay. Would have been cool if I had done it on my own, but I'm also very relieved that... Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Oh, now I'm locked in. There is stuff on the line. Not to be. Shit! NieR's... No, not NieR! These are making me think that maybe these are not... The fact that we got 2B and NieR in rapid succession make me think maybe these are not... These ones are not real. But maybe it is real if I do connect to an actual network. So the vibe is still being felt here. But I also feel like we're getting close. Squeenix. Shit, Astalos. I'm sorry. Lynn. No. God. Death's stat has been lost, but we're about to defeat death once and for all. I don't know how many checkpoints we get, but yeah, this would have been real rough. Even after marketing. No, Sasha! No, Keita! No. But there it is. Squeenix. Damn it, there's more. Got a lot of Japanese names. Mario's dead. One. So we have to defeat Song. We defeated Song. No, Lance. I'm sorry, Lance. We're at the special thanks. We're getting close. Nate. Arl? Not Arl. He worked so hard. He fought so hard. We're not losing another player. Shit. Sorry, Sarah Nevade. But that was the last one. We're at the President CEO. We're taking it all the way to the top. Shit. Sorry. Shit. Sorry, Liz.
Everything that lives is designed to end. They are perpetually trapped in a never-ending spiral of life and death. However, life is all about the struggle within this cycle. That is what we believe. Pod 153 to Pod 042. How is it going?
I am embarrassed.
Why is that?
I launched a suicide attack, and yet here I am, still alive. I must look very silly.
Do not feel bad about it. We are alive, after all. And being alive is pretty much a constant stream of embarrassment.
That concept is a bit too abstract for me to understand at this time. I will save it in my list of things to analyze later.
Question, Pod 042. Did the data salvage restore all of their past memories?
Yes.
And are those recovered parts of the same design as previous ones?
Yes.
Then, won't that simply lead us to the same conclusion as before?
I cannot deny the possibility. However, the possibility of a different future also exists. A future is not given to you. It is something you must take for yourself.
It's made me feel bad for that pigeon I killed in the simulation.
Pod 153 to player.
I was gonna say.
Respond to this query. Do you, faithful player, have anything you would like to say to other players who are suffering because they cannot finish NieR Automata?
Yeah, I've got something I want to say. He said, I didn't pick this up until the second time around, but 042 mentions when the six of us connects. And I was, I might have just been forgetting someone, but I was like, it's the three main characters, the two pods. Who's number 6? Is it me? And I think it is me. I don't know if having a Switch Online account is the determining factor here. If it's just a Wi-Fi connection, I would love to have something to say. Okay, yes, there is a little bit of genericness to it, but that's okay. How do I... Long list here. I'm confident in my shooting abilities. I'm not a strong shooter. Shooters are tough. The bullets ran down without pause. Wait, tomorrow's Monday. Some of these are kind of silly. I like your shoulders are tense, relax. Because obviously, like, I like that they're giving us the option to have, like, some kind of depressing ones. But I like the idea that so many of them are encouraging, and I want to definitely contribute to that. Give me a second here. You can't find an empty stomach is cute. Any juice left in your batteries? Can you see the light of hope? I'm sure you can handle this. I like that one. That all you got? Are you tired? Like, what the hell, guys? Why would I put that one? This is Emil will fight. Shitty world, shitty game. Yeah, some of these are really dark. You are alone. Help isn't coming. Who needs sleep anyway? I like 2B. I like 9S. I like A2. I like Emil. I'm a Popola fan. I'm a Devola fan. Negative affirmative proposal. I really liked. Well, there were a couple that spoke to me, but I like. No, fuck. I liked your shoulders are tense, relax. One thing is certain in any case, on the other hand, in other words. 3 different butts. I think probably and remember. You should do your best too. Show me what we're made of. Never surrender. Keep going. Don't give up here. We've got. There is one that says we've got this. Okay, I definitely want to put that one unless there's one that really speaks to me aside from that one. You're not the only one. Never give up the struggle. Survive. Stay calm. Just do better next time. Imagine if one of these is just skill issue. I think that meme showed up well after this game came out, but if there's one in here that's just straight up skill issue. Scream if you need to is actually kind of fun. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Feed on despair and survive. I feel a finger cramp coming on. Don't stay up too late. Let someone else play it for you. I hate platinum games. Your shoulders are tense. Relax. And remember, I hate platinum games. Even in video games. Good lord. Become the wind like Emil. Get wild like 2B. Glory to mankind. That one feels very dark to put at this point in the game. Put your back into it, you fucker. I'm putting we've got this. I love having a we in there, kind of foreshadowing that there's backup coming. Oh, that's why people could put heaven, is because you can put whatever you want in here. I can't imagine there's anything that would speak. You could put North Korea. Can't imagine there's anything in here that I would put besides USA, aside from maybe some fun ones at the bottom. But even then, I do like the heaven one felt a little bit silly, whereas like when you put your actual location, like yeah, you can put fucking the planets, the moon, the bunker, locations in the game. Yo, locations from OG NieR. I kind of want to be from Facade. And then a bunch of made-up places. And heaven and hell. Yeah, you're damn right. I'm putting that in a separate category from made-up places. I stand by what I believe. I'm gonna be from Facade. That's a fun thing to put in there. Alright, that's it.
Pod 042 to player. Please respond to this query. You, faithful player of this title, have lost your life multiple times to make it this far. You have faced crushing hardship and suffered greatly for it. Do you have any interest in helping the weak?
Yeah.
Selecting this option enables you to save someone somewhere in the world. However, in exchange, you will lose all of your save data. Do you still wish to rescue someone, a total stranger, in spite of this?
I lose it now? I mean, that's a bummer for the last 2 side quests, but also... Fuck it, if it helps someone in need, absolutely.
the person you save will be selected at random. As a result, this person, who cries out for help even as we speak, may be someone you intensely dislike. Do you still wish to help?
Yep.
You worked so hard to unlock debug mode and chapter select.
Well, debug mode just made me feel sad.
To you. Do you still wish to help?
Yeah.
You may not receive thanks for your efforts. Some may say that your efforts are purely for show. Do you still wish to help?
I feel particularly called out because this is a Let's Play. But you all actually, this almost goes to show how this is not just for show. If you've followed my channel for long enough, you know how much I love, I really have been pushing, whenever possible, and it's like feasible to do in the span of like a Let's Play that's enjoyable to watch, I really try to get 100%. You've seen it if you followed this channel. You know that the fact I got 2 quests away from 100% all quests. We didn't even get to look at all of our cool weapon data. But yeah, I'm willing to give that up in the spirit of the game to help people. Yeah, I stand by it.
And you are truly, truly sure about this?
I've come this far. Yeah.
Very well. In exchange for all of your data, I will convey your will to this world.
We're doing the... Yeah, we're doing the original NieR thing. One by one. You know how much that hurts. If you follow the channel, you know how much that hurts seeing 97%. Ooh. Whew. Like, I'd be fine if it was 100%, because it means I've done it all. But, whew. Yeah, barely needed those by the end. When you take away the deadly heals, that's gonna hurt. Oh, we didn't even get to see them destroy all the 0 fish I caught? What a shame. That's a lot of lore. That's a lot of lore I wish I had just looked at. I thought I was going to have a chance. I didn't think I probably should have guessed that this game was going to do the same thing as OG NieR, but I didn't. Straight up, I didn't know that was going to happen. Goodbye, Wire. You weren't nearly as useful as I wanted you to be. %, unit data. Yeah. Yeah.
All of your data has been deleted.
And so, we must say goodbye. I feel a slight amount of sadness.
It is time for the final words.
Affirmative.
To all of you who spent time with this game, thank you. Thank you for playing.
You're welcome. Ooh, nice. That's cool. All right. I mean, I gotta check. You know I gotta check. Yep, there's not even a continue game option. What? Yeah, I haven't even looked at these. What's going on in here? 2P and 9P and P2. Are those just the geisha things here? How do I unlock these? I never got these. I did get uniform 1 and 2. Oh, do I have to like unlock them at certain points in the game? Maybe. Ah, these are pretty cool costumes too. Damn. Wait, I'm not purchasing anything. I bought this version of the game. Why would I have to purchase something? No. Okay, well, with that in mind, yeah, I guess I don't have a lot of time to, memories buried in sand. Is this the Devola and Popola thing again? Wait, what is this? 9S arrived at a desert, a dusty wind tugging at his clothes. The area was devoid of life as far as the eye could see. A small machine lay buried in the sand nearby. It was a small black box with a tiny blinking light on it. 9S extracted the data and found the following strings of text. Credits for the NieR Automata End of YorHa edition. Aww. Yeah, I guess, yeah, I can... This will give me a little bit of visual dynamics for me to talk about final thoughts. I have the hot take of all hot takes. And I've been thinking about it for a while, and I was waiting to see if ending E brought it home. And E did some cool stuff. I did like the credits, and I like that even though I don't have a Switch Online account, it still worked. I'm curious how much of that is just like them patting me on the back and saying, yeah, of course you'll show up in someone else's game. Yeah, definitely. That'll 100% happen. And not necessarily actually, like, I'm curious if I'm not actually connecting. But the fact that things connected to me, whether or not those were preloaded or not, like, that seemed to work. The illusion of working succeeded. Or maybe it did just work. My Switch is connected to Wi-Fi. It doesn't have a Switch Online. So if it's just the Wi-Fi, then that worked perfectly. In which case, like, yeah, that's really cool. That's awesome. But my hot take of all hot takes, I prefer the original NieR. This is not one of those hills that I'm going to try and die on. Don't let anyone, don't let it be, what's the phrase I'm trying to think of? Don't get it twisted that I'm going to try and convince you, if this is one of your favorite games of all time, that, marketing division, I'm not going to try and convince anyone else that, like, I'm on the right side here. I think it is absolutely a matter of taste. But, yeah, I think a main thing it comes down to is just emotionally, I felt a lot more attached to every member of the main cast in the original than I did to the main cast here. I liked the main cast. That's not to say I wasn't emotionally connected to them at all. I thought I was emotionally connected. But just not quite as much as NieR and Emil and Kaine, and even Vice. That squad I felt a lot more closely connected to. Whereas this game, for a lot of the time, I was just trying to figure out, like, what's the vibe here? And yeah, I know we get A2's backstory, but I feel like A2, there's a lot of question marks about her that made me not super emotionally connect to her. Why the fuck did she murder that baby? Her introduction in the game is stabbing a baby through the chest and exploding it, and we never get any explanation, unless I missed it, and I'm a stupid idiot. We get backstory on the Forest Kingdom itself, but as to why A2... That chapter's titled A2's Revenge. Revenge for what? Is this revenge against machine life forms in general? And she was like, well, I better kill that baby to teach them a lesson? Because I don't know. I don't know what that was for. I think original NieR feels a little bit more like tight-knit compared to Automata. Like, I also think of stuff like the whole cults chapter. That chapter takes about 45 minutes. It comes out of nowhere, and it's never brought up again. You just go in, they're worshipping a specific machine life form that dies, or maybe was already dead, And then they're like, and now we're going to kill you and each other. And then 2B and Pascal are like, that was weird. Anyways, it's time for the final boss now. And it just kind of, it doesn't feel as like closely knit into the identity of the game is how I kind of feel about that. There were multiple chapters where that kind of felt like that was the case. Most of the side quests did not emotionally hit me as well. Nothing is gonna hit me as hard as Lighthouse Lady or the one dog side quest. And then also a lot of stuff, I'm sure if this was a lot of people's first NieR game, and I'm sure a lot of the things that feel very, very special about NieR Automata felt very special and unique if Automata is the first NieR game you've played. But a lot of it is borrowing from the original NieR of play through the game again and you get more context and more backstory. One of the coolest things in the original NieR is you get more backstory on all of the bosses, and for this one we got a little bit for Simone the opera singer, and then we got the names of all the other guys, but like we didn't get a ton of extra cutscenes. We got those cool storybook cutscenes, those were kind of cool, but we didn't get like in-depth thought. We never got to see like, oh, this wolf actually used to be a person's pet, and that person gave away his shot at eternal life so that his dog could potentially live on, which breaks my heart every single time I think about it. Nothing like that in this game, from like finding out more about the bosses. All of the orb bosses were very fun to fight, but like even when we got a little dialogue from them, I didn't feel super emotionally connected to them. The red girls like were fucking with my head every single time I saw them in Route B, and then by the time we got to Route C, it was like, yeah, they're bad, evil programs, and you got to fight them now. And so like that kind of reveal was barely a reveal. I don't know. I always get the negatives out first. I want to clarify. I really like this game. I liked it a lot. Much like with the original NieR, most of the things that tick me off or annoyed me are like, they're annoying me because I'm actively trying to love the game, and the game keeps going. It's holding me at arm's length a little bit at points of like, no, you have to do this annoying thing, and there's this kind of frustrating aspect. You're not allowed to love us that much. And it's like, no, but I want to love you with my whole heart, and you keep just throwing little things at me that get in my way. It's like dating someone, and once a day, not to be playful, not to be like, kind of like a little bit coy and a little bit flirty, just straight up with no irony or jokiness. They just look you in the eye and they just tell you something about you and your personality that they don't like. And that happens once a day. The rest of the day, they're wonderful. They're the best partner you could ask for. But just once a day, they say one thing that just cuts to your core, and you go, oh, could you not do that? And then they go, what? Do what? And then they're just a good, wonderful partner for the rest of the day. That's how playing this game feels sometimes. Voice acting was incredible all the way through. I loved the original NieR had nothing like this. I loved the idea of two endings, and then psych, there's a whole other half to the game after you've done two endings. That was a really, really exciting change of pace. 9S's character is really well developed. I would argue he's not actually that likable, but he's very well developed. 9S had no idea what any of this meant, but he was sure it was of no importance. He tucked the black box back into the sand and pretended none of this had ever happened. That was cool. And now I'm curious what license is. Okay, yeah, I figured it was something like that. Okay. I stand by, I think the whole thing of like, oh, 2B is actually an execution model and she has to kill 9S over and over and over and over again. Oh, there's a nice amount of pages I have to go through for this. I'm not going to look at all that. And she always has to kill you over and over and over again. Doesn't hit nearly as hard when you remember, okay, prologue of the game was, it was 9S's suggestion that they use a black box reaction, And then the other time that she strangled 9S, he didn't actually die because he just put himself into another body. So, like, they set multiple characters talked about this happens over and over and over. And it's like, no, it barely happened. That whole aspect of things, I felt like, was a little bit lacking. Like, the game expected me to really feel the gut punch of that, and I went, no, not really. I'm curious. Now I'm curious if I put my name in again, if it'll, because OG NieR said that was the other thing, is deleting data. It, in a weird way, talking directly to me as the player lessened the emotional impact. Because in the original game, it's like you are meant to be a stand-in for the main character. So when it deletes all of your data, it is representing the fact that this main character is being deleted from existence. So if I say okay to this, yeah, I'm just allowed to do that. Okay, yeah, see, that hits a lot less hard, because in the original game, that name is deleted forever. You're not allowed to use it anymore. And I think that's really, really neat that the original does that. In this game, it's slightly changed by the idea of you are deleting your data, but it is to actually literally help another player. That is a really, really cool concept. That does change the game a little bit from the OG NieR. I think that's really cool. Every time they took something from original NieR and then twisted it a little bit, I thought that was very well done. I liked that. I really did enjoy that. The music was fantastic. I will admit, I popped off way more every time I recognized something from the original soundtrack. Maybe this is an even hotter take. I prefer the original game soundtrack to this soundtrack. There's some really great tracks on here, though. I don't want to take away from that. And yeah, the slow unraveling of the plot in terms of like what's really going on the moon with the humans. Like, I saw a lot of those twists coming, but it was less about the twist and more about how the characters handled the twist. And I thought that is always a really clever way to handle a twist that you think the audience might guess. Is just be like, yeah, no, the twist. It doesn't even matter if you get spoiled on the twist or if you predict the twist. What matters is how it impacts things going forward. I think if you can pull off a twist like that, that's a really good sign that you've made a good story. And I think they did do a good job here with that. The Devil and Popola redemption arc was awesome. I didn't see that coming at all. That was really, really cool. Seeing Emil again was wonderful. We missed out on his secret quest. Since it's not going to be in the LP, I will spoil this. In the same way that you can, if you do enough shit in the Bayonetta games, you can fight Rodan, and he's like this super, super difficult boss battle. Apparently there's a similar thing with Emil. If you upgrade all the weapons completely, which I still was not anywhere close to, even though I started going in that direction towards the end. And then you go to all those Emil heads in the desert. Apparently there's an Emil boss fight you can trigger. That is, I would assume, actually beatable, unlike the one in the cave. Or maybe the one in the cave is also beatable, I'm just bad. I don't know. The two pods and Pascal, I think, are what actually sell me on this game. The three main characters are all great. They're all wonderful in their own ways. I think they're a little bit... It's rude to call them underdeveloped. That's not the word I'm looking for. It's not that they're underdeveloped. I think the game holds... Not 9S. 9S wears his emotions on his sleeve. For 2B and A2... the game holds you a little bit at arm's length from them for long enough that I found it difficult to get super emotionally attached to them. So, like, when 2B died, I was surprised, but I wasn't, like, devastated. I don't know. I maybe I'm in the minority here. It also feels like this game, and part of it's because it's on the Switch version, part of it's because I'm dumb. There are a lot of points in this game where I feel like an average player probably just experienced it in a more, in a better way than I did. So that is, I'll just go ahead and say it, those bits are my bad, and I'm sorry about that. But yeah, main cast, pretty good. Supporting cast, phenomenal. Pascal, phenomenal character. The two pods, I love that they get their own little character arc. I never would have expected that, which is so silly of me, because every single character of the game is a robot that is learning how to deal with emotions. That's the whole point of the game. And every single character is that. So why wouldn't it apply to the pods as well? Yeah, that's yeah. So, yeah, pods are the GOAT, Pascal's the GOAT, and medium gunner machine life form is the GOAT in the tournament. I don't even care what I would have unlocked at level 80. That guy is still the best. Are those my thoughts? Is that it? I feel like there's a mixture of I've had plenty of time to express my thoughts, and also I don't want to say all of my thoughts because what if the endings change my thoughts? I will say ending D was alright. Ending C, if I had gotten that and I didn't immediately go into ending E, I would be disappointed because, like, she says she'll hack into the system, and then she lies down next to Ninus's body, and we don't even see her, like, do anything. She just kind of kneels there. I don't know. She's already in the system, so I don't expect her to, like, take a keyboard out, take out the Nintendo Power Glove, and start hacking. But I feel like there would be one last action that we see, and instead it was literally just she reaches Ninus's body, and then I guess the job is done. I don't know. I was just expecting a little bit more. And then the tower crumbles, and then it just cuts directly to credits. We don't even get to see... we get to see it in ending E, obviously, but we don't even... In ending C, we don't even get to see Pod bringing 9S's body to safety. Unless we do. Maybe if I had rejected the Pod's request initially, or if I had given up in the last sequence, maybe I would have defaulted to ending C, and we would have seen there's actually stuff in there that I didn't see. I don't know. I jumped straight into E, because of course I would. When Pod 042 says, yo, pull up, let's chat, I'm doing it. Because the pods are the best. And then, yeah. I'm also just straight up not very good at character action games, which I think will always be true. But gameplay was fun. It was more dynamic than the original NieR. But also, I was good at the simplicity of original NieR. So I was worse at this game, but I can appreciate the... more complex aspect of combat in this game. And yeah, a lot of the lore pulls from OG NieR were really fun. The library was a little bit odd because it seemed like they were talking a lot about YorHa, so much so that I came up with the wild conspiracy theory that A2 was like a clone of or like an android built version of YorHa, and then I was just wrong about that. That was just lies. But like A2 finds out more about her own past at the same time that we're finding out a bunch about YorHa and getting a bunch of lore about YorHa. So I don't think I'm crazy for taking a guess like that. But yeah. I don't want to... Yeah, I think that's it, because I've said a lot about what I like about this game, and I feel like if I just sit here, I'm going to keep thinking of other things to, like, not complain about, but point out that didn't quite do it for me. So I think it might be better if I just leave it here. I think I've just heard so much about this game that I went in with rocket high expectations, and if I felt or sounded disappointed at points throughout the game, I think it was because... it got so hyped up for me. Whereas I feel like if I had heard almost nothing about Automata and I went straight from OG NieR into this and I just played it as is without any expectations aside from it is the sequel to NieR, I probably would have enjoyed it a lot more and found it a lot more enriching and cool. Which is not to put the blame on other people who love this game. Again, I'm not trying to change anyone's mind here. If you love this game to death, all the power to you. I respect that, and I understand that. There's a lot in this game to love. But I also feel like explaining there were aspects of it that I found it difficult to love. And if they did not bother you, I am truly, truly happy for you. But I'm also trying to explain why my final thoughts are a little bit tempered. So, yeah. I think that's really what it comes down to, is... I I really, really love the original NieR, and I think that, plus all the hype I heard for this game, led me to have a unique interaction with it. That led me to how I'm feeling now, which is that was a solid game. I will be honest. It was not like, it's not a top 10 for me, but that is a really, really solid game. And I want to emphasize that because I feel like a lot of the times when I'm talking about my thoughts on a game, it makes it sound like I didn't like it or I hated it, and that's not the case. This game was really, really, really cool. It had a lot of really, really good shit in it. And I really enjoyed it. I hope that doesn't sound fake. That really is genuine. That's my honest feeling on it. I just feel the need to justify the fact that I'm not gushing about it. But I feel like I've explained that well enough. I will leave it at, this game was really, really good. And Pascal and the pods are the fucking greatest of all time. Editor Flint here, after having some time to reflect on this game. I stand by everything I've said so far in this video. I'm not taking any of that back. But I just figured there were a couple of addendum things I wanted to add on as we were finishing up the Automata experience here. For one thing, I'm about halfway through the Automata anime. And if you liked the game Automata, I would recommend you check the anime out. It's pretty good. There's a couple of changes they make where I don't... It's not really, it doesn't feel like there's really a point to them. They're just kind of there to surprise you if you played the game. You'd be like, oh, it's a little bit different, but not that different. But there's other things that I think they do really well. Most notably, the 2B, 2E twist that I was talking about earlier. They actually do show that, indeed, 2B has done this over and over and over again. It just wasn't those two times that... were not even, like, really relevant to the thing that they said was happening. So the presentation of the twist in the anime, I think, cleared things up in a way where I think the game itself kind of bogs down that twist a little bit. But I want to make sure that I'm really ending on the positives here, which I already kind of did in the moment when I was recording this video, but now in editing mode, I've just had more time to think about the specific things I want to point out. I stand by that beat for beat. I prefer the original, particularly on an emotional level, but there are three moments that I really thought were worth bringing up again and emphasizing how effective they were. One being the end of that Coliseum storyline where I had to choose whether or not to euthanize the machine life form in the cell. That was a very powerful, very grim, but very emotionally impactful moment that I wanted to give credit to the game for making me feel really big feelings. The revelation that all the Devola and Popola units were reprogrammed to feel guilt is so wild and so cruel, and it got such a big reaction out of me that I wanted, again, just give a little shout out to that moment for being a very good story moment that made me, feel really heavy feelings. And then the last one, if you've watched the whole playthrough, you probably know what it's going to be. I have never felt the emotions I felt getting to Pascal's village and seeing that it was completely wiped out. Apparently, if you choose A2 first, you get to watch the village get destroyed, and then you show up as 9S later on, and you just have the full story. I think it's way more emotionally effective to have 9S show up first, and you don't have any explanation. You just know they're all gone. That moment made me feel feelings that I didn't know I had, and I think I'm healthier for knowing that I'm capable of feeling those feelings, even though I'm not proud of them. But yeah, my rage at machine life forms in that moment was... As someone who went into the game knowing pretty early on, and the game shows you pretty early on, hey, maybe you shouldn't be mindlessly killing all these guys. Maybe they actually have feelings, and, you should feel bad for them, and, empathize with them and try to connect with them in some way. I picked up on those very early on, and I figured I was going to stay at that level for the entire game. Very, very impressive that the game was able to take me emotionally to a point where I literally said on camera, we might as well kill them all.
Again, that's obvious. After a few minutes, those feelings faded. I'm well aware that goes against the whole point of the game. But the idea that the game was able to get me to that emotional point, even if I was able to recover, I think that says something about how effective the game is at not pulling its punches and going all out to tell the story of how 9S ends up in the place that he does. I never thought at any point in Route C I would be on the same page as 9S, and for a couple minutes there I was, and I think that is depressing and uncomfortable, and very impressive that the game was able to make me feel that. So, yeah, just wanted to give a shout out to those moments, because despite my wrap-up focusing on, I prefer the original NieR, man, this game was good. It had some really, really high highs that I really liked. So just wanted to give another minute to emphasize that before I close it out.
And I think that'll about do it for NieR Automata. Have a safe trip home, everybody.